Most people believe a strong mind is a full mind, filled with plans, opinions, worries. The samurai believed the opposite. They believed a crowded mind was already defeated, and that the man who could empty his mind could not be touched. There's a moment many people experience, usually in silence, when a mind becomes too loud to ignore. You may recognize it, lying awake at night, sitting in traffic, standing in a room full of people, yet feeling elsewhere. Sauts arrivent invited. Old conversations, imagined futures, regrets dressed as memory. The mind never stops speaking, and over time, it becomes heavy. In modern life, this weight is praised. Busyness is mistaken for importance. Mental noise is mistaken for intelligence. But in ancient Japan, this condition had a name, and it was feared. Zen monks called it Shin no Maya, the mind lost in illusion. Samurai knew it more simply as danger. A distracted mind hesitates. A crowded mind reacts too slowly. A mind filled with itself cannot see clearly. This was not philosophy for them. It was survival. In Zen and Bushidō, there's a principle called Mushin. It means no mind, not ignorance, not emptiness in the modern sense, but a mind free from attachment to thought. Miyamoto Musashi wrote of this state in the Book of Five Rings. He warned that fixation on technique, fear, or outcome was the root of defeat. When the mind clings, the body freezes. When the mind anticipates, the moment is lost. The samurai trained not to think better, but to think less. They emptied the mind so action could arise without interference. To them, thought was a tool, not a residence. Consider a modern man. We will call him Kenji. Kenji lived an ordinary life by outward standards. Work, obligations, routine. But inwardly, he was exhausted. He analyzed every conversation long after it ended. He rehearsed conflicts that never came. He measured himself constantly against others, against time, against imagined expectations. His mind was never where his body was. Even moments of rest were invaded. Even silence felt crowded. Kenji believed this was simply how thinking adults lived. Until one evening, something fractured. Kenji found himself sitting alone after a long day, staring at nothing. No phone, no sound. For the first time, he noticed how little control he had. Thoughts moved without permission. Worry followed worry. Judgment followed memory. He felt like a passenger in his own mind. That night, he searched for an answer not in modern advice, but in something older. He encountered a Zen story. A student once asked a master how to calm a mind. The master replied, "Show me your mind, and I will calm it." The student could not. And in that inability, the lesson began. Samurai did not seek peace of mind for comfort. They sought it for clarity. A swordsman thinking about winning is already late. A warrior thinking about fear has already lost. Training was designed to remove excess. Repetition without commentary. Discipline without emotional involvement. Over time, thought fell away. This state was called Haijishin, the everyday mind. Calm, present, unmoved. It was not created by force. It emerged through subtraction. Kenji began differently than most. He did not try to control his thoughts. He stopped feeding them. Each day, he chose one period of silence. No stimulation, no escape. At first, the noise grew louder. The mind resisted emptiness like a muscle resisting stillness. Zen warned of this. The mind panics when it loses occupation. But Kenji remained. He did not argue with thought. He did not chase it. He watched. In samurai training, there is a principle called ichijiozumai, total absorption in a single act. Not multitasking, not mental commentary. When washing a bowl, only washing. When walking, only walking. Kenji adopted this quietly. When drinking tea, he drank. When working, he worked. When tired, he rested without explanation. The mind began to loosen, not because it was silenced, but because it was no longer needed. Fear requires imagination. It feeds on the future and memory. In moments when the mind emptied, fear had no place to stand. This was the samurai's secret. They trained to meet death without thought, because fear only exists before and after the moment. At the moment, there is only action. Musashi wrote that the way is found in direct experience, not reflection. Kenji noticed something subtle. When a mind was empty, he stood straighter. He spoke less. He reacted more slowly, but with certainty. As the noise faded, something else dissolved. The constant narrative of who he was weakened. Zen teaches that identity is a story repeated until believed. Samurai knew this was dangerous. They trained to act without self-reference. No pride, no self-pity, no internal audience. Kenji stopped asking, "What does this mean about me?" And with that question gone, freedom appeared. Many misunderstand emptiness as nothingness. Zen teaches the opposite. An empty cup is useful. A full cup cannot receive. The samurai's mind was empty, so it could respond fully. Kenji realized that emptiness was not loss. It was capacity. He could listen without preparing a reply, act without second-guessing, rest without guilt. The world felt sharper, quieter, more real. Kenji did not change his life dramatically. He adopted small disciplines. One silent morning, one focused task, one walk without distraction. These were not habits. They were acts of respect for the mind. Bushidō taught that discipline is revealed in what one refuses. Kenji refused unnecessary thought. Over time, the empty mind became familiar, not permanent, but accessible. When stress returned, he did not resist it. He removed what was extra. The samurai never chased calm. They returned to the center, again and again. The world will always try to fill your mind, with noise, with urgency, with identity. Ancient warriors understood something we have forgotten. A mind that is empty is not weak. It is undefeated, not because it controls everything, but because it is controlled by nothing. In emptiness, there is presence. In presence, there is strength. And in strength, there is silence. That is why you should empty your mind.